Hi Cheryl, lovely to see you again. Thanks again for coming and meeting me here in 200 Degrees. Really wanted to basically tap into your experience and discuss some of the challenges that you think that large manufacturers and brands face in terms of sustainability.
That's an interesting question. In a very busy marketplace, how do brands distinguish themselves? Particularly the emissions along their supply chain, because I think 80% of your emissions are in your supply chain.
If we look at the world and the things that have changed over the last 2 years, we've had Brexit, COVID, we have sustainability challenges around global warming, and all of those impact on the way that businesses work.
We're also seeing this hike in fuel prices. It really is quite extraordinary, and that is, again, going to affect how brands deliver their products and also how they make sustainability improvements.
So the challenges around transformation, and specifically a lot of the challenges around sustainability, is that there is no silver bullet. What's really important is that brands need to work with their suppliers to understand what's possible, understand the barriers, understand what can change, and really tap into that expertise that's within the supply base.
So 200 Degrees Coffee Roastery here in Nottingham. I think the thing that makes us special is the fact that we try to control all of the quality through buying the green coffee beans coming in to serving it to our customers in our coffee shops and our wholesale clients. We want to work with like-minded people that we get along with, share our vision and values, and if we're successful, they're successful and vice versa. So I think it's about working in collaboration with your partners.
It's really important that brands and suppliers work as well as they can to properly understand both the customers and their supply chains. Listening is hugely important. So they listen to their customers, they listen to their suppliers, and they work with them to iron out as many inefficiencies as they possibly can within the supply chain.
If you truly understand their business, even being open and honest about sales figures, sometimes makes such a massive difference, because then you can help relate your experiences, your understanding, or tailoring your products to be able to actually help them achieve what they want to be able to achieve. And as a supplier, you're then invested in that process.
My view is, in terms of collaboration, it's saying, what's the end goal? What are we trying to achieve? So we want to have all of our packaging to be reusable or recyclable, for example. And then actually working with suppliers to say, what are the small gains we can take? We can take the unnecessary plastic window out the front of this carton, or we can make this carton a little bit smaller so we've got less packaging waste. It's all about tapping into that with all suppliers to achieve those incremental gains that add up to be a big gain overall. It's great to see you again, Ed. Thanks for accommodating us. Looking back at the last 2 years, clearly unprecedented times on a number of different fronts. What's the impact been for you?
So we source ingredients from all across the world, whether it's board for packaging or whether it's kind of the raw materials. External pressures do have an impact on supply chain, but as a business we are set up to kind of allow us to be flexible. At the start of the pandemic, as you would expect, the welfare of the people that work within the group was kind of of paramount importance. So in the factory, the protective screens, so people that are working in close proximity, for example on the line, if they were deemed to be too close to one another, there would be a perspex screen in between those people. We rerouted people away from the reception desk, as you will have seen when you arrived, through security to help the flow of people around the business. And then daily spot checks to help check off that all those measures are in place.
It's just very complex. You're dealing often with thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of products, particularly if you're a retail brand, and you need to figure your way through where you need to prioritize. So looking at those products that have got the biggest impact socially on the supply chain as well as environmentally. And sometimes you just don't have that information at your fingertips.
You have to start somewhere. You have to grow your experience, you have to grow your expertise. So starting with a partner that can help you do that is really important. So finding a company like Supply Pilot that might be able to help them would be a godsend for many of those companies.
I think people who don't take sustainability issues seriously are going to be in danger of not existing in the long run, and certainly not being permitted to grow. Because we all have to take responsibility for this planet. We've only got one go at it, and I think people have realised recently that it's now or never.
Everyone's got a job to do, everyone wants to have success, and actually if you can work collaboratively, it's just far easier and more enjoyable all round.